Boldly written here, subsidy talks. Labour shuns federal government, begins protests as oil workers down tools. Labour shuns federal government, begins protests as oil workers down tools. Another one here says Tinubu sends a second ministerial list today. Federal government orders probe as test flight plane crashes on Lagos Road. That's also a headline on the Punch newspaper. You'd also see here 500 illegal courier operators under prosecution. NIPOST. Right, I mean, do you still use the post offices these days? Well, that's a headline you would find there. Buhari or Shibajo expected as Tinubu chairs APC caucus meeting today. Edo trains 1,500 vigilantes in weapon handling. Is also a headline on the Punch newspaper. Okay, remember that the WhatsApp number is still open, 0809-030-6416. That is the WhatsApp number. We also are live on Facebook and Twitter, so you can join in. On the Vanguard, you would see NLC insists on protests as talks fail. And then protesters beat Oyo civil servants for defying NLC directive. So just to tell us that in some parts of the country the protest has already started. We're behind in these parts. 7 million electricity consumers without prepaid meters reports. 7 million, this is quite a number. 7 million electricity users. So I think the question would be, how many Nigerians have access to electricity first? Because if you look at it directly, you would think, a fantastic job has been done with providing meters for everybody. We are at least over 200 million people. So that would, setting calculations, because not everybody, some households. So how many households are in the country would be a question. Well, find the details on the Vanguard. You can go look at that report and understand how the stats measure up. Another one here says strike, NLC behaving like opposition party, says APC chieftain. I was waiting for this to come. Well, here it is. Let's go on to the WhatsApp portal. Let's take some of the WhatsApp messages before we go to the phone lines. Okay, this one says, good morning, Andrew, please. This is Isaiah from Kogi State. Isaiah from Kogi State, what do you need my contact for now? You added my name to the ministerial list. You did not tell me. This one says, good morning. Please, Labour protesting and going on strike today, or only embarking on a protest? It's a protest. It's not a strike. Let's clarify it. It's a protest, which means offices are still open. But my own is, I was asking, remember when I spoke with Johesu, chairperson in the state, who had said the national gave them the same directive. It's a protest. And I'm saying, how can you protest and work continues? Well, I'm pretty sure they will come up with the math. But it's a protest, not a strike. Remember that there's a court order that prevented them from going on strike now. So this is not a strike, it's a protest. NLC is going ahead with protest despite meeting withheld with federal government. I'm appealing to NLC that this protest should not be hijacked by hoodlums because there's tension in the country. The hoodlums that go and hijack protests, are they not Nigerians? Or they don't understand? Why would... And then there's also the fear of people could send hoodlums. You know that part too. So it's that's why you reform the police, and that's why it's the job of the police to ensure that the protest is safe and peaceful. Another message here on Facebook, on WhatsApp, says NLC insists on protest. That's the best way to go. Obina, you sent that message. This one says, good morning. The government is not ready and sincere, and they're not telling us the truth about the refinery. The refineries are the refinery they are just using they're just using it to collect money. Okay, that's this one is from who? Let's see who sent this one in. Triumph. Okay, Triumph, thank you, but that's the much I can take from your message. I can't read this long epistle you have here. It's too much. Good morning. The NLC to proceed with their protest today is a good one because almost all the price of goods and services are increasing daily basis. Around face, you sent that one in. Joel Adolfo says the planned protest by Labour is a mere gimmick, self-seeking, and will not address this strangulation, mass hunger, and hardship on Nigerians. This one says organized Labour to embark on a scheduled protest today despite Tinubu's broadcast. After the over 20 minutes broadcast, it got most Nigerians confused and angry. Okay, let's get on to the phone lines now. Cookie Gam is in room and many. Please keep it very short, precise, and straight to the point. Cookie Gam, good morning.
Andrew, good morning.
Okay, go ahead.
Andrew, Tinubu will send more lists to actually for screening today. Andrew, are we having screening? Andrew, why is it when the Senate President was praising Omaya to go and Google David Omaya and see what he has done? And have you seen where interview and start praising when they go for interview? What this tells you for the screening, Andrew, it's not screening. What I just let the president swear they in and give a portfolio that to say the name to Russia because they're not this good. They promise that they would scrutinize all of them about. And have you seen them about the scrutinize in that place? And for Labour today, I want to commend Labour. I want to beg all Nigerians to go and join them for this massive protest today because and people are suffering, people are dying, hunger, people are collapsing on the road. Please, police, please don't disturb that protest today. I think the police just be there, watch us to protest to see to show the country down because people are dying, hunger, and suffering like that. Andrew, good morning.
All right, Cookie Gam, thank you. Ida is in Koro. Ida, good morning. Straight to the point.
Andrew, very good morning. I want to talk about the Toriko tribunal matter. Toriko should please use his strength to do other things because this election that come to pass that makes him the golden governor of Rivers State to be governor. It was just like a carnival. If you come to my local government, everywhere is peaceful, everybody is dancing, rejoicing, going to vote. So Toriko should please do something and use his power and his strength to support Governor Tim Fubara to make Rivers State move further. And today, breastfeeding day. Please, Mama and Papa, we that are still big, we are still sucking. They should please wash their breast very, very well so that the children will suck and don't have malaria. And we that are still feeding from the breast will also have malaria. Thank you very much.
Temple Irumomasi, good morning.
Good morning, this very distinguished Andrew.
Good morning to you. Go ahead.
Yes, I'm doing great. I'm ready. I think it's a very good one that the president will send more ministerial men today to the Senate. And like when we talk about screening or not screening, what are they going to be screening about? Are they going to be asked physics question, chemistry question, or mathematics question? So that there is no procedure attached to it. I think what they need to know about the just the person's personal data and or whatever. It is very much okay. By the end of the day, we take it out and go. Because when we talk about screening somebody, if they are the trainers attached to them, then that is where the trainers or the members of the trainers they have to attend it. We ask them on the importance and what the plans they have for that particular ministry. What the ideas and the programs talk about policies they have put on board, making sure that that ministry is being pushed forward to the interest and the benefit of Nigeria. But in the attention of the portfolio, they can ask them anything and they take it out. For me, I want to say what I have seen the Senate doing so far and in support of them, as I appeal to the NLC and level to continue to do the news within our talk. By 8, I will not get another news of a suspension. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Let's go to God's Time in Onelga. Good morning, God's Time.
Good morning, Andrew. Toriko appear as a star witness in the governorship election tribunal in Abuja. I think it's a good one. That still notwithstanding, you should try as much as possible to tell the honorable court the truth and nothing but the truth. Andrew, you are in the state and you can observe what happened. You have corresponded in the election, was able to clarify what transpired in the election. So, but I wish Toriko best of luck.
And secondly, the Minnesota nominees more to be sent today by President Tinubu. I wish everybody that will appear there luck. And I was so disappointed at the Senate President yesterday, most especially the way he was telling his colleagues to Google the achievement of Umahi. I don't think that was necessary. As the Senate President, you ought to scrutinize, ask some basic questions. If since Oswego was not attached, you ask them a general question, how they intend to do in any ministry they find themselves. But what they were doing yesterday was uncalled for. And conclusively, the NLC embarking on protest today. I think while they were back on the protest, they should try as much as possible not to allow hoodlums and those people alleged that will be sent by people to hijack the protest not to be taken over, because it will amount to nullity. Thank you.
Right, thank you very much. Letambari is in Bori. Good morning.
Good morning, it's me, Andrew. How are you doing?
Go ahead. Good morning. I'm fine. Thank you.
Yeah, let me look at the NLC saying that the president's speech does not address the problem of the people of Nigerians. Yeah, for me, it is a question still lying in my mind to really find out the reason behind why the federal government is not ready to refurbish a Moribond refinery. I think there is something very secret or secret beneficiary they have as regard to this issue that Nigerians are clamoring for, and yet the federal government is paying deaf ear to. I really want to pay my concern in this area, because if they have not been able to tell us the reason why they don't want to consent to that idea, then something very difficult is going on, which we don't know. Then lastly, the civil servants saying, I think some of them were saying that it will not be good for the minimum wage to be increased because it will increase food price. I think they got it wrong there. I don't think they are sincere to their people if they go on like this. Because you can't tell me that the politicians keep increasing their own salaries, and when it comes to the workers' salary, you say that will increase food price. How do we understand this? Please, they should correct themselves when coming on air like that.
All right, Letambari, thank you very much. Good news in Mouth 3. Good morning to you. Welcome.
Thank you very much. Today's protest, yes, my fear. My fear is that the way I have noticed before this time when protections was on, that some persons in the disguise of working for the government may sponsor some hoodlums. I'm alleging, based on what I've been saying before, they sponsor some hoodlums. They will start fighting or attacking the real protesters. And before you know, the police will come and start everybody that the protesters will have the violence and this and that. Having that they want to protect the protesters, to protect the Labour people, the Nigerians who are protesting peacefully, but they will choose to do it instead they will get their gas to change the way. I don't think it should go that way because Nigeria is moving to local level. So having said that, I expect everyone to come to this protest to mind their business, do the right thing, don't cause trouble, and report necessarily. Yet their phones identify persons who come to cause trouble among the protesters. Look, imagine the president talking about the nomination of international family is very low based. My name is Cornelius.
All right, good news. Uche Ken is in the chair. Good morning.
Andrew, good
morning to you.
Let me look at Labour to continue with their planned protest all over the country today. First of its kind, and Labour did not make a U-turn at the midnight. I will only commend Labour after the final whistle, because this Labour and TUC can turn magician. They also released a statement to meet today to consider if the protest will continue or not. Please help me tell Labour that until their plan of the protest
or expectations have been achieved 70%, they should not go back. Yes, they have failed us. Then finally, Femi Gbajabiamila, the chief of staff to President Tinubu, said he thought never and TUC would have achieved their sword after listening to President Tinubu's live programs. I want to tell Uncle Gbajabiamila that what was expected was not said. As far as I remain chicken, the masses benefit from petrol, from power, from electricity, and the refinery was not mentioned during the live broadcast. So what are we talking about? Mr. Tinubu or President Tinubu talks about fertilizer, school bus, and minimum wage increase. It is a good one, but the question remains, everybody is not a farmer. Is everybody a student? Is everybody a civil servant? But everybody moves just like locomotion system. So what we expected was not mentioned. Right. We are continuing with the protest. Good morning.
Let's go to John in the Mujaga. John, good morning.
Yeah, morning, my brother, man.
Nice, go on, John.
ECO stand as a star witness on this matter yesterday in Abuja. Yes, it is a open development. We are all here in the River State what happened in the River State governorship election and the State House of Assembly election, where people hijack material, brutality, displace people of their franchise and all the rest. I believe that God, on his own mercy, will grant Tinubu request to be the governor of River State. And secondly, the Labour plan for their protest and all the rest. I want to ask, when Adam Oshomole was the Labour chairman and Peter Sele was TUC chairman, things was working in Nigeria. If Adam Oshomole said today is strike and today is strike, Adam Oshomole as then as a Labour chairman bended Obasanjo, bended him very well. Even TUC chairman Peter Sele, everything was working well. If they say a price of fuel is 1 naira, Labour stand on that. The federal government make it to be 1 naira. But today, Labour you are seeing today, Labour will say another thing, federal government will say another thing. They will say they want to have a negotiation, they will go and negotiate and take money and go forget about the meanings of order. It is not what we call Labour. Labour should stand on their feet.
All right, John.
They should
Thank you very much. Let's go to Dakuku now. Dakuku, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Andrew.
Morning, Dakuku.
Let me go to the headline about Labour going for strike today.
Protest.
If the Labour can go strike, we'll be free happy. We know that they have restored hope of Nigeria. It's just like judiciary and the police. If these people can stop corruption, I think that Nigeria will be sit up and Nigeria will be good. Are you getting my point? I had another news, whether it's true that PDP working for the suspension of governors, I hope.
But that was not on the news. That wasn't on the news this morning.
So let me tell you, if I thought they can suspend them, I'll be happy. Not who that work against them, they should suspend them. Most of this government of this state, the even the former governor of this state, they have to suspend the since not to now.
Okay.
Go on today, so that we know how to hold them. That's in this country. Thank you. This is a from my pocket.
Thank you. Samuel is in Rumu Kalagbo. Samuel, good morning.
Good morning. I want to say that Mr. President sent the second list to the Senate for ministerial list. I think it's a welcome development. This is a president that will be seeking the ground running. But I want to make sure that things maybe will be better. But where I'm just having problems, I'm supposed to start a portfolio for all those ministerial people that are sending to Senate, so that anyone that are asking a question for each of the ministerial portfolio, so that we know the kind of person that holding the ministry, and we hold the person accountable, so that this person is not doing well. But this one that we don't know what their portfolio is a problem to me. So that is where I was so annoyed. So also, and this thing reserve this thing for this tribunal reserving their judgment. I'm so annoyed. They're supposed to judge this judgment so that everybody will be at rest. I think this thing is not good for reserving the judgment. It's not good.
All right, Samuel. Thank you for sharing your thoughts. Frank is in D line. Hello, Frank.
Good morning, Andrew.
Good morning.
Yes, let me dwell on Tribunal Reserve Judgment for the Atiku and Asaji Bola Tinubu case. Yes, Atiku have lost election. I have said it earlier before this time that Atiku should justify this issue of being president of Nigeria. This election have come and gone. Atiku cannot declare Atiku winner. No rerun in this election. No, even Obi should even justify his own. Tinubu will rule for complete 4 years before, if they want to run again, then they can come out and run again. And Tinubu will continue to defeat them. Therefore, Toneko should come back home and think of how to join and to work with our governor, Tilalari Fubara. So, Toneko should not be spending his money for tribunal. Please, thank you and God bless you.
All right, Christian is in Aoda. Christian, you're our last caller before we take some messages. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Anderson.
Yeah, Christian, welcome. Go on.
Yeah. Let me talk about the screening of the ministers. What do you expect from the senior president to do? During the time they asked him about the forensic audit, we saw what happened. What do you expect him to do to all these ones? We cannot screen them because they did not screen very well. Really, the forensic audit is not performed well. So we don't expect any action from him that the more. Thank you.
All right, Christian, thank you very much. On Facebook, a couple of messages. Obioma Noble, I'm fully joining this protest today, and the protest should not just end today, it should continue. Oh, the NLC, one of the executives on the show had told us that the NLC knows when the protest will start, but they don't know when it will end. Or whether they will keep to that word, let us wait and see. Mickey Blinders says, Labour are politicians now. I don't believe in them strongly. Thank God Ability says, Edo State train a vigilante group how to handle weapons. Does the Constitution empower vigilante groups to carry sophisticated weapons? Well, I think you know the answer to that. Patrick Amadi says, NLC to begin protest this morning. Let the protest begin first and let it be peaceful. APC governorship candidate in court yesterday. Why is he wasting his time? Christian Williams says, I don't understand what is so difficult for federal government to fix our refineries. Not making our refineries functional before removing subsidy was a very bad idea. A lot of people agree with you on that one. On Twitter now, you could join us if you haven't joined the Twitter community. Very simple, Nigeria Info PH. That's the handle, Nigeria Info PH on Twitter. Just go like our page there, follow us, and that's all, and engage with all the posts. Okay, Emil Kamande says, inauguration of sub-legislative committee for host NDPR communities by His Majesty. With trustees and international air companies operating in Ekpaya land is a commendable gesture. Skifu Piro says, if I may ask, is Dangote refinery not ready yet? We're in August. Well, I think there was a shift in the date. We know it was July, August for production and the rest to start, but I think it's been shifted towards the end of the year. How true that is, I can't say now, but I think I've read that somewhere. But this is where we are. August is not exhausted, Sha, so let's wait and see. For the first time, Nigeria has gotten a president who is bold and courageous to take futuristic economic decisions. Hence, NLC needs to be understanding. Tony Anthony sent in this message. I don't think it's NLC is angry at the subsidy removal. I think every Nigerian, most Nigerians appreciate the subsidy removal, but are just concerned that now that you removed it, these are the things that you need to do, but those things are not being done, and that's the problem. It's just dressing the wounds when the major thing would be tackle petrol situation by fixing the refineries. We'll go for a commercial now.
Yeah, so Guy, we need to read all of this in the next 30 seconds.